Hello everyone and welcome to STEM at Home, and this is the first video in a series of videos which will feature simple experiments that you can do at home during this lockdown period. And I really hope that you will post pictures or videos of the experiments that you've carried out so that I can see what you have produced. And the first video that I have made for you is an experiment to show you how to make a homemade lava lamp. Now, just do make sure that, as for all these videos, that you're supervised by an adult when you do carry this experiment out. But basically, a lava lamp is just water and wax, and when you heat up the wax, you can see here in the picture, the wax rises to the top and then it cools and then it falls back down again, and you get this continuous cycle. And I'm going to show you how you can make a very simple one of those using things that hopefully you will have in your cupboards at home. So we'll go straight to the video of how you make it. So this is what you need to make your lava lamp. I've got some sunflower oil, and that's better to use because it's a bit lighter in colour. A glass, I've got a tall thin glass with a bit of water I put in there, a teaspoon, some food colouring and some indigestion tablets. I've got some Alka-Seltzer tablets. Now I know we're only supposed to go shopping for essential items, so I've tried to use the thinnest glass I could find so that we save on the amount of oil that we use. And the first thing that you need to do is to pour some oil into the glass. And I'll just give that a moment to settle. And then the next thing you need to do is to put some food colouring in, and you only need a small amount of food colouring. So a few drops of food colouring, and if you notice the food colouring goes to the bottom, so we've got water at the bottom, oil above, and you then need a spoon. So I'll just give that a little stir just to agitate it, shake it up a little bit, and so we've got our watercoloured green. Now then the next thing we do is add our indigestion tablet, and again, to save on resources, I'm just going to use half a tablet. So if you see there, I'm only using half a tablet, and you just break it up into 3 bits. So when you drop the indigestion tablet into the water, it will react with the water and form carbon dioxide. And I'll just drop it in now, and bubbles of carbon dioxide will form, and you should very shortly see green blobs rise to the top and then they fall back down, and there is your homemade lava lamp. Quite lovely to look at. I really do enjoy this experiment, and in the next part of the video I will explain how the lava lamp works. It's good to see these experiments and then have a bit of knowledge in terms of the science behind it. So if you give it a little bit of time, it does settle down into a nice smooth motion of those green blobs rising to the top, and then they fall back down again. And I'm going to explain in the next part, as I said, what happens, why this happens. So what is happening in this reaction here? So what happens is I've dropped the indigestion tablet into the water, The tablet reacts with the water to form a gas called carbon dioxide. Now those bubbles of gas, which I've shown here as black circles, cling to the blob of water, which is coloured in green, and then they become less dense and they rise to the top above the oil, to the top of the oil, and then the bubbles burst, and then the water is more dense than oil, so there's no carbon dioxide surrounding it, and so it then comes back to the bottom again, and then bubbles of carbon dioxide would form around it. It would become less dense than the oil and rise to the top, and that carries on happening. So you can see that happening here. The bubbles, the blobs of green have bubbles of carbon dioxide around them. They become less dense than the oil, rise to the top, the bubbles burst, and then they fall back down. And it would be great to see some of your videos or pictures of you making a lava lamp, and I hope this video has inspired you to try this at home.